G'day everybody, it is Matt here from Skate Parts, and today I have got the 187 Kilopads Derby wrist guards. Now, these ones are quite interesting because obviously they're designed for derby, but they've taken the wrist guard a bit of a different direction from most other wrist guards and other derby oriented ones. It's kind of cool. You might like it, you might not. Now, first up, one thing you'll probably notice looking at these is this splint is quite broad and extends all the way around this side of the pad. So it's actually covering most of the palm of your hand here and then headed up your wrist. And on there, we do have these convenient markings to tell you which hand it belongs with. This is the left hand. On the flip side, we've got two straps holding it on. Most others are either one strap or three straps. We do have this convenient sweatband just here. So this is going on the back of your hand. So that's pretty conveniently located there. And let's be honest, you do get pretty sweaty in derby. So what else is different about this pad? If you haven't picked it up already, there's no splint on the top. The top here is all fully flexible. That gives you a little bit more freedom of motion in your hand and in your fingers because you can basically move up that way with a lot more freedom. But that does mean you don't have the extra support of a top splint on the top of your hand. So that's something to consider, whether you would prefer that extra support up there or whether this broader splint down the bottom is going to take sufficiently enough of the impact. 187 thinks it will. So undoing those straps, they're just a Velcro strap. Neither of them are stretchy, they're both fixed, and they are looped through this bottom splint here. If we pull that out, you can see here underneath this splint, we do have this layer of foam padding, which is quite thick and quite squishy, and it does feel quite nice under the palm of your hand there, and so that's good. The rest of the pad though here is pretty much fixed except for a little bit of stretch mesh in this section on the side of your hand. And again, on the other side, there's a little bit of stretch mesh on that side. Now, these are a very tight fitting pad. They're very firm. So to put it on, you want to slide your hand into it. And one thing I don't like is that there is no loop to pull it on with. And given it is such a firm fit, having a pull tab or a pull loop or something just to help you get it on would make it much easier to use these. Once your hand's in, it's fine. It's just getting it past this tighter section here that is a bit of a challenge. So we're going to have these two straps here looped through, and we want to pull them around and do them up nice and firmly, like so on the top of the wrist guard. So as you can see, this splint does cover the vast majority of my palm and headed into my wrist. So there's quite a lot of protection there. On the top, as I said, no splint, which means a lot of freedom of motion there. And it does give you actually quite a bit more around your fingers as well than a lot of other wrist guards do. So it really is quite free feeling. But one thing that I have noticed with these is that in spite of this breathable mesh on the sides, these wrist guards really don't breathe very well. You can expect to get hot, sweaty hands in these. I mean, you will in most wrist guards anyway, but these ones do tend to be more so than others that I have used. So you've got a little bit of a trade-off there. They are a bit hotter, and it really doesn't take long to feel hotter. Like even in this brief time that I've had them on now for this video, I'm feeling a lot warmer in these than I do in other wrist guards in the same time. But you do get that extra freedom of motion and quite broad protection around your palm and wrist there. They are very comfortable on, in my opinion, and it's easy to forget that you've got them on, in spite of the fact that they are quite firm around here. I will say though that because of how firm they are, in order to avoid damaging them, if you are close to the top of the size chart, you may wish to go up a size. If you're interested in how to actually get the right size for these, make sure you check out this video up the top here, and that'll take you through how to choose the right size. Otherwise, I hope you found this video helpful. For more information and pricing, make sure you check out the links down in the description. Bye for now.